Decks I use for these 2, 3, and 4 player kind of. We like to get 4 player like modern games going, and I can't think. It's a very strange deck. It's perplexing. I can't think of the word. A word. It it just escapes me. It's the word. What is the word? Oh, perplexing. I can't think of it. Enigmatic. It makes one wonder what it is. I can't think of it. Oh well, I'll never get it. Can't ever think of it. Anyways, let's get into it here. What do we have? We have the Vexing Devil. It's not any fun until someone loses an eye. Well, it is only an eye. So, Vexing Devil enters the battlefield. Any opponent may have it deal 4 damage to him or her if a player does sacrifice Vexing a Devil. And that 4 damage, we don't mind. Sacrifice it, whatever. Or we get a 4/3. And we are running 4 of these buggers. And aren't they glorious? Aren't they beautiful? And look at this. The Goblin Guide. Haste, 2/2. Whenever Goblin Guide attacks, defending player reveals the top card of their library. If it's a land card, that player puts it into their hand. And we don't care about those lands stacking up because games with this do not last long. Even against 2 opponents. 4-player games, so I have 3 opponents, I get a little dicey. But this deck is a burn deck, but it doesn't run on gas. It runs on salty tears. So there's always an endless supply of those around. But yeah, seriously, it's a fun deck. And some of the cards are a little, they're like, I don't think anything in here is over $10. Except, the land. But, I mean, you don't need to get foils and stuff. This is a little labor of love. This is my Timmy Stomper here, full of Timmy things. Any case, I digress. As you see, we have 3 Goblin Guides, because 4 would be too many and 2 would be too few. So we have just enough, and enough is just enough for anyone, and anyone has just enough. Look at the nose on that guy. Wait a second. You know what? On this phone, you can really see that good. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I'm not even going to go into that, guys. Such a schmeckle. Spark Elemental, Trample Haste, 3/1, 1 mana. We got 2 of these, and at the beginning of the end step, sacrifice it. So, poop, bink, bunk. He burned brightly, the young lad did. Volshock shamans could never keep them alive for more than a few seconds, yet those few seconds seemed to be enough for them to realize they were conscious. They had hopes, dreams, and yearnings, and they're gone. Dark. Yep, that got dark. Okay. This is what do they call it on the command quarters? A golden pig? Yeah, I'd say this is a golden pig for us, like the Vexing Devil coming out fast with the Goblin. We have the Sigma Lasher here, and we're running 2 of these. And I did run 4 for a while, but it got redundant. So we got Wither. This deals damage to creatures in the form of -1, -1 counters. It's like Infect without the Infect, so it just does the damage. But when Sigma Lasher deals damage to a player, that player cannot gain life for the rest of the game. So that right there, I bet everybody was like, yeah, your burner deck, what about life gain? Well, that's what Sigma Lash is for, you smart aleck. What are you doing in life with yourself there? I'm an old man, let me have my goofiness. Anyways, we got 2 of these. Now here is a card I love in the deck. Trample Haste here. We got the Hellspark Elemental, and at the beginning of the end step, sacrifice it. And this is 1 and a red, and unearth. So 1 and a red, unearth. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step, or if it would leave the battlefield, unearth only as a sorcery. I always got to stay on top of things to remember that this is in my graveyard. Does anybody remember those little doohickeys? What were like a tombstone? You'd know it. You could look in the graveyard and kind of. My wife does it like that. She stacks them, and you can, on those cards. I got something in my commander deck, like an Intune, something. I don't remember what is it. I can't remember it. In any case, I wish they had, that would have stuck, like that little, it has graveyard stuff like that on Earth. But these are great because you notice that this one will hang around. It gains haste. Exile at the beginning of the next end step. So at the beginning of the end step, when it first comes out, sacrifice. But when you unearth it, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste and exile it at the beginning of the next end step. The next end step. That's remarkable because you have a big blocker. You don't have to attack with it. I mean, why wouldn't you, though? I mean, you should, but... Now here another... this would be our silver pig, I'd say. Other elemental creatures you control get +1/+1. You can pay 1 and a red and tap. You may put an elemental creature card from your hand into play. That creature gains haste until end of turn. Sacrifice it at the end of the turn. So that's good because these can cheat out themselves with that. And that's 1 mana less because we're going to be using mana. And we are running 4 of these in here. I think, I hope, yeah, of course. Of course we're running 4. Why wouldn't we? Look at that. +1/+1s. It's non-legendary. Now let me ask you this. Who would friggin' love if this was legendary for an elemental tribal commander? The Timmy in me says elemental tribal commander, but the CEDH in me says other things. Darker machinations are within my mind there. Oh, in any case. Ooh, excuse me. Oh my gosh, don't do it. Come on, Timmy, no. Timmy, come on, Timmy. You don't want to do it. You want to see the ball lightning. Everybody wants to see it shining. Look at that. Oh my God, isn't that cute? Who wouldn't want to touch that? Look at that. Trample, hasten at the beginning of end step, sacrifice ball lightning. So it's 3 for a 6/1. All right, and we are running, of course, 4 ball lightnings. You see how this ramps up like that? We got these, I mean, look at that. 3 mana. We're up to 3 mana. Look how many creatures we've gone to. See how cheap these are to cast? Of course, they are sacrificed. But that's not so bad. Oh my God.
Oi, laddie, how do you doing there, Torbran Thane of Redfell? And boy, do I look like I've got to take a shite. Legendary creature, dwarf noble. If a red source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage +2 instead.
And oh boy, does that hurt.
For a dwarf's grudge runs deeper than the mountain's roots.
Thank you for the monologue there, Torbran Thane of Redfell. We very much appreciate it.
You're welcome for that, laddie.
And we are running 2 Torbrans. I had 3 in there for a while, but he showed up too much. Ooh, Nova Chaser. See the technology I use. When you're using this kind of new world high grade technology, you never know what can happen. It's like I'm doing cold fusion here. You see that almost tip over like that? It's because this tower of awesome here, right here. See this? Nova Chaser. It's a 10/2 for 4. Trample, champion and elemental. When this comes into play, sacrifice it unless you remove another elemental you control from the game. When this leaves play, that card returns to play. So we're going to keep this guy out because I'm going to show you something real fun. And you know what? In the meantime, let's see here. We also are going to keep out that. All right, there we go. I'll show you in a second. So we got Nova Chaser here, right? Trample, champion and elemental. We talked about him. So we are running 3 of those big boys there. All right, now we're going to get into our sorcery. So look at these. This mana cost. Oh my goodness, these are the expensive cards. They're very expensive. 4 mana cost. Now, it is expensive because it has that kicker, which doesn't necessarily apply, but put a 7/1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste onto the battlefield. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. If elemental appeal was kicked, that creature gets +7/+0 until end of turn. That's pretty good. That's like a late game boomer, and it has 1 when you can get it off. I'll show you how these win. Here's Browbeat, and this is gas for our gasless vehicle here. Any player may have Browbeat deal 5 damage to him or her. If no one does, target player draws 3 cards. So there's that casting cost of 3. And I guarantee you hardly anybody after playing with this deck mid to late game is going to want to have that 5 damage done to them. Especially if their lifelink's been shut down. And we're running 2 of these. And I jokingly one time showed this card on a video in the past. When I was doing videos before, it was a while back. But I did this and I said, this will be a great CDH card. I said, this will be good in white and red deck I'm working on. I got so much hate. They're like, what? Anybody would take the 5 damage. They're not going to want you to draw. I was like, I'm joking. It's called irony. Of course it's not. It's only good in a weird deck like this. See that guy? You know, actually, right there, that's like me in high school right there. Like, oh, look at that. And who's that guy? Oh, that's the gym teacher. You damn communist. Yep. Anyhow, let's keep going here. We'll move along. And yeah, the gym teacher called me a communist. My gym teacher wasn't a communist. No. In any case, Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt deals 3 damage to target creature or player. So that dink, we love it. Everybody loves Lightning Bolt. It's everywhere and it always should be because it's the best card ever. You know, look at that. Come on. I mean, it's great. This is everything. To me, this speaks magic. Like, oh man, this goes back to the primordial. What in the hell do I? Well, I don't know what is in this picture up there, but it looks like guy's got like a big foot or something hanging out. I don't know. What is that thing that's culling the lightning? These are cool. You see these little fire symbols? These are from that old. That's why I've started getting these foils because they're actually cheaper versions of these. So, because they're from that set. What was it? Like dual decks or something? Like. No. One of them was like the Grave one, like the Graveborn with the cool skull that you got like in Tomb and Reanimated. It was like one of those sets. Here we go. Onward. I digress. Aren't I terrible? I make fun. I have like a Joey Moss brain. I love Joey. He's great, but he knows what I'm talking. I have a brain that goes bing, 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 boom. I wish I had a bell. Ding, oh, whoops. I can't believe it's not butter. An additional cost to cast Fling, sacrifice a creature. Fling deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to target creature. So how could we utilize that with all of our sack creatures? So let's say we got a few of our elementals out. And let's say we just play this. So second turn around, let's say play this out turn 3, turn 4, champion and elemental. We have mana. So the Nova Chaser is championed. When this comes into play, sacrifice unless you remove another elemental. So we're going to remove our incandescent soul stroke. So how many mana have we spent? We've spent 1, 2 mana. So we're going to spend 2 more, and we're going to sacrifice this and deal 10 damage via Fling. And that's how that works. In late game, that's good. That's good any time in the game, really, because that's big damage, and it's very hard to avoid. And it's not much mana, considering, I think I got 20 lands in here. I think I had 21. I don't remember what I have. We'll have to see. I haven't played this deck in a while. But, yeah, Fling. I'm running, I believe, 3. Oh, I'm good. My memory. Of all the scatterbrained issues, my memory serves me well. I want a hamburger. Ooh, yummy. All right, Thunderbolt. This is the Lightning Bolt's little brother. Thunderbolt. Choose one. Thunderbolt deals 3 damage to target player. Or Thunderbolt deals 4 damage to target creature with flying. Boo! Boo! We know what we're doing with this. But you know what? That little bit to flying, I shouldn't make fun of the card, because that little damage to flying when you need it. Flame of the Bloodhand. This is a little more lifelink hate. Flames of the Bloodhand deals 4 damage to target player. The damage can't be prevented. If that player would gain life this turn, that player gains no life instead. And that can be good if somebody's going to poop off a big life gain event. All right, now here we're going to get into the real meat of this. This is what everybody's been waiting for, because I know I do make funny, weird decks, and this is a Timmy deck, but I promise I have 2 CEDH decks that are coming up. And when I say CEDH, I'm a man of little means, and I'm a musician, a working musician. So what the heck? So that being said, I'm broke, and I have some good cards that I've opened and put these 2 decks together. They're 2 CEDH decks, and I'm going to be showcasing these, and one of them is hilarious, but it wins, and my God, does this thing stomp. And we'll go through these lands because I think everybody will want to see these. These have been picked up over a period of time, and these lands are cool. So this land, what is in? Oh my God, what is this? Hold on. There is some kind of like foreign... I know that I just saw a beard hair in there. How does that even happen? Alright, well, in any case... Yowza, my hair's in there. So, we know what Mountain does. We tap this. I mean, this card's pretty neat. If you don't know Mountain, and you're not running Mountain in your deck, you're crazy. Because what Mountain does is Mountain enters the battlefield, and you can use it right away. Mountain has haste. So you can tap Mountain for 1 red mana as soon as it hits the battlefield. Bet you didn't know that. It's very expensive, very rare, and I have, let's see how many in this. So look at that one. That's the textless Mountain. So you got to remember what that one does. So I always got to remind myself, what does this do? Oh yes, this is Mountain. Mountain doesn't enter tapped, and I can use Mountain to create 1 red mana. So, anyways, it's in these cards. So, we will go through these. I got, I think, 4 or 5 of these. These are actually one of my favorite of the invasion lands. Yeah. Look at that. I think I have 4. And I will tell you, it is very hard to get these, but all of my foil lands here that we're looking at, and it's crazy. People are like, you use those in that janky deck? You should see the ones I have in my commander decks. But yeah, I do use these in this janky deck because I like this. Because little Richard, little 8-year-old Richard would have been like, man, I like shiny stuff. And then when the shiny cards came later on in Magic, little older Richard was like, I gotta get them shiny lands. And I love them red cards and that goblins and whatnot. I was a Timmy, long time Timmy. There was nothing better I liked than these lands. And 7th foils, oh boy. However, it's very hard to find these in good shape. I like these ones a lot. And these are like the cheapest of these you can get. If anybody wants to bling out some red, these Onslaught are great to do it. Because these are really cool. I mean, I love that like dusk scene there. It's a great way to do it. We'll go through that again. No. Not one of my favorites, but they're cool. I do like... Ooh, look at that. Now these ones are real hard to find minty. And this one's pretty good shape. The back of it has a couple scuffs. Oh, there's a... I hate that. You ever get that dog earring of these? That's always no fun. We'll shuffle this up a little bit maybe and throw a couple of hands. We're just going to go through the lands and I'll shoot the Shizola with you for a whiles. And we'll go through and maybe shuffle up and see what we draw. Here's a 7th. Most of mine are in the commander deck. But yeah, this is a neat land. This Odyssey Snowland, like see this little conifer there? I like that. And even though I'm not a Christmas boy, I can appreciate the trees. But yeah, if I was a Christmas boy, I'd certainly like a card like that, huh? Franz Warwinkel. Warwinkel, yes. Very nice work, sir. We like that one very much. Now this one I put in here because it really stands out. All those red, like very stark, like red-black. Or like very mountainous. But this one looks more like an Andes, like an Andean mountain kind of. Something like that. Maybe, yeah, maybe even like Himalayas. Very pretty. I love these lands. I'm a freak, man. I love them lands. So, interesting story. I was thinking about it and chewing it over, and I wanted to get a Pathbreaker Ibex. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get one. So I was on eBay, and I figured I'll just get one here. Usually, if I'm buying cards for myself, not for resale, I buy them from Card Kingdom. Ooh, Card Kingdom, my biggest sponsor. Sponsor me, Card Kingdom. I have like 12 people watch my videos. Whee! In any case, I decided I'll go ahead and order the Ibex. Lo and behold, I get sent like the worst proxy I've ever seen. So I'm all mad because you know how it is, like when you take a card out of a commander deck and you're waiting, you're like, it's coming this day, I'll take it out before bed, and ooh, I'm tucked in, I got my card out, and I'm neurotic, I'm George Costanza, and oh, my card is out, I got this card, I'm gonna get rid of this card, I'm gonna keep this card, and then we're gonna go do that one, and that's all ready and all set, and then all of a sudden, oh my god, this thing arrives, it's in a sleeve, okay? Not a top loader, just in some dirty old black sleeve. And it is taped with like packing tape, like wrapped around it. Like the card's like curved over, like wrapped around with packing tape. This dirty old chunk of cardboard. Like, what? So I'm looking at it. The card's been bunked and like, bumped and scratched. There's nothing protecting it. So the mail did not treat it good to begin with. And I pull it out and it's slick, man. I'm like, this isn't right. I turn it around. The border of the Magic logo is like violet. Man, I got burned. Speaking of burned, let's see what we can pull here. I'm on the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, I get burned. I'm mad. It's happened to me. I sell Magic cards on eBay. And I do like lots. So, what I do is I'll buy lots and going through decks, playing decks, trading. I come in contact with a lot of good cards. So that's what I do. I buy and sell Magic cards a lot, for a hobby, for fun. So I thought, heck, man, I run into these things now and again. So generally, I get very angry, and I mean, I don't swear. I'm a guy. I don't swear at people. I'm mostly nice. I'm a good person. But yeah, basically, I was treated like crap. Like, now they're doing the thing. And I said, you know what? Just admit it's a proxy and you try to scam me. Or if you didn't try to scam me, that packaging was terrible. I said, I'd fall short of an apology for being mean to you, I guess, or hurting your feelings. Which, I mean, man, I'm a sensitive man, but you send me a proxy, like, God help you, brother, because or sister, I don't care. You don't send people proxies. If you order a proxy, fine. I've got nothing against them. Okay? Use a proxy. I don't care if you don't have the card. I don't use proxies. I really do not. I will not. And I could. My playgroups wouldn't mind, but I'm not going to use them. And I definitely don't appreciate getting them. So let's see. In any case, we'll tap one, bring out Vexing Devil. So what will our opponent do? Let's say the opponent doesn't like the look of that. So the opponent takes 4 damage. All right. Next turn swings around. Got another land to play. Yep. So we play another land. We'll draw a card. All right. We will tap 2. And we will play Hellspark Elemental. Trample Haste at the beginning of the end step. Sacrifice Hellspark Elemental. We're going to swing in for 3. So our opponent's got 7 damage on them turn 2 if they don't have any blockers, which a lot of time I find they don't. So this is sacrificed. Let's say our player plays their second land drop, plays some kind of blocker. Okay. So yeah, we'll say some kind of blocker is laid. So draw a card here. Oh, excellent, man. It's a land drop. Look at that. So we're on our turn 3, right? Dang, man, I wish we were one. Anyways, what I see there is our player's got some lifelink. I definitely don't like seeing that. Let's pretend that's the case. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to tap 2, I'm sorry. I'm going to bring back the Hellspark Elemental. Oh yeah, it's coming back. It's got the trample, it's got the haste, but are we attacking? We're not. So we're passing to our opponent. So our opponent's got 1/2 cleric white with lifelink. So I got my blocker up there. Opponent play. Opponent doesn't like the look of it, wants to keep something on the board. Pass his turn. Okay, so I got to sacrifice this at my end step. So before that, which I do, let's see. Oh, beautiful. It was a land drop. Look at that. So let's take a peek at our hand here. We dropped our land. We got our Nova Chaser. So what we're going to do, we are going to swing in. for a 3. And, oh, we got a block happening. We got a block happening. So what are we going to do? We're going to tap out 2. We're going to do fling. Sacrifice this creature. It's going to deal 3 damage. So what's the damage at? 10. So they're at 10 damage right now, and we're on our 4th turn. It's a little slower than I've seen it, but it can get faster. So we're going to pass the turn. And, up. And we're getting hit for 1. So we're going to tap our other 2 remaining, and we're going to do 3 damage. So they're at 12 now. And we're at 19. So, put that Thunderbolt away, draw a card. Oh, look who it is. We drew.
Oi, lad. I'm angry. I'm ready to go, but I'm going to hit the battlefield and have summoning sickness to me too damn slow.
But I think we get the idea with what kind of hands we get here. Now, if somebody in the comments would tell me, I have a buddy or two that is interested in doing some Commander and some of these fun. Would anybody interested in seeing like 4-man Modern? Because I can get the thing together. I'm going to invest in some better camera equipment if I can get more views. So if people are liking what they're seeing, please, let me know. And I'm not out to do anything. I like to do this because I like watching other people do it, and I enjoyed it so much myself. I thought, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do what I can, because that's what I do. So thanks for coming on here, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope I didn't get too vulgar for you. So I hope everybody has a good and safe time, and Happy New Year to some, and well, what the heck? It's almost Happy Halloween, right? Yeah. So Halloween and New Year, yeah. So everybody have a good one, and I certainly hope you learned something about making goofy decks, because this certainly is a goofy one. In those lands, right? I am certainly a fool.